to FiddleHed Fiddle Lessons, everybody. Now I'm going to revisit the tune Farewell to Whiskey, and I'm just going to play a version with some variations that I made up. Just suggestions, just ideas for you to try out, and hopefully you will experiment, fiddle with it, and come up with your own version. Alright, so by the way, I have a basic version lesson of this tune, Farewell to Whiskey. There's a link to that video in the comments field below. So if you don't know the tune at all, best to learn that first. Here we go. Alright, so I think I was out of field of vision for a lot of that, but I'll tilt this so you can see my fingers better when I show it to you slow. So let's just get into it. The basic version I teach starts like this on the A part. So I came up with kind of a slightly different rhythmic way of doing that. Here's again. So you can tell it's pretty much the same melody, but the melody is just tweaked a little bit. But it's still there, I think. All right, and then I add double stops. Or sometimes. So the beginning double stop is droning G, then droning D. And I'll just say I slid into that first finger. Let's do that. I sometimes go through these variations videos too fast. I'm going to try to slow it down a little bit. Let's take that little bit and loop it so you really get the flavor of at least one thing in this video. Okay, and then after that was the basic, and I kind of do this first finger across G and D strings. That creates an A chord. And then if you feel confident with double stops like this, a little tricky, you can slide into it. There's a million ways to do the slide. I'll mention I'll put some links to some other videos in the comments field which focus on the different stuff I add to this, like slides, double stops, turns, mordents. All right, so if you want to learn more about those, I'll show that below. But you might want to just practice that if you're interested in doing it. So the whole first bit. And then the basic would go. So one thing I'm going to do a lot in this tune is like a little, I guess, mordent where I go. Alright, I'm going to use it in other places, but in slow motion that's 1 to low 2, it's back to 1. So, the whole second quarter I'm going to do for the B part. So for here, I'm just doing a 3 across both strings, which is actually a G chord, and then first across both D and A. Isn't that cool? You could just play that for fun for a little bit. You take that and write your own tune now. You can do it. Start making stuff up. But let's not get too distracted, but that's an option waiting for you. So the whole second quarter. Whole first half. There it is, a little slower. The basic version of the third quarter. So what did I do here? I don't do that much different. Just here, I add a little mordant thing. If you slow it down, it sort of becomes a 16th note triplet. But there's a certain point where you speed it up and it's kind of in between. Alright, so the whole second half. That's the third quarter. I like sliding into that third note. Alright. Fourth quarter, basic version was. And this variation version would be kind of like the beginning of the tune. Alright, so I will now play the entire A part variation super slow. 3 and 4 and. Let me try again. A little hard slow. 3 and 4 and. Now just stick there. Alright. And I'll pause here to say that when you add variations, the way I think of it, there's a golden rule of adding variations to music. Does it make it better or worse? Or maybe neither. Maybe it's just, but just consider what you do and do it with intention, you know, and also return to the basic melody. So that's kind of the golden rule. Just return to a simple melody, and then that will tell you if your variations work or not, if they're too much. Or maybe if you when you return to it, you realize, I just want to do that variation once. I don't want to always use it. I want to play the basic version, then I want to do something with this variation, and then I want to come back. All right, so very important thing to remember. And in fact, you can do a lot with a little with fiddling. You know, you can, without even adding a lot of fancy stuff like what I'm doing, you can make a tune sound good just with accenting and just good sound alone. I mean, if you just did nothing but just make it sound as good as you can, then that's kind of better than all this other garbage I'm putting in. That said, it's pretty fun to put all the garbage in, so let's continue. Here's the B part. That's the first quarter of the B part. So what did I add? I added this. So it's like a little mordant or a 16th note triplet. I'll do it slow-mo. A little harder because it uses pinky, aka fourth finger. So So I use it in 3 places there. And then on E string, E low 2 to 3. And then 1 to low 2 on A. It's kind of fun to practice that stuff, the turns, mordents. It's kind of like you become a bird when you do that. But let's stick to what the first idea I presented. Okay, so that's the first quarter. Second quarter, the basic version was. Alright, so here it is again. I'm going to do the second quarter now with the variations. Actually, I'm just going to do the first mordent. It feels more natural not to do it in the other place. So I didn't really add much more than that, I think. Okay, third quarter starts like this. That's the whole third quarter of the B part, basic. I'm going to add my variations. Oh, this is just the same. We've already done this. It's the same as the third and fourth quarter of the A part. So, yeah, you could rewind, listen to the A part, the second half, or the third and fourth quarters, and then just practice those again. Remember those so you can put it together, B part. Do that right now, and then we'll do the whole B part slow together. All right, so pause, rewind, review the whatever part you need to go over right now. All right, cool, thanks for doing that. And now we're gonna do the whole B part very slowly. We're gonna come in like, I'll count you in, you'll come in on beat 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. I didn't do it exactly like I taught it. I think I can do it this time. Here we go. One more time. Alright, there you go. Hopefully that is useful and fun for you. I'll see you next time. FiddleHed Fiddle channel. Have a good day. Have a good night. Bye. Thanks for watching the video.